So guys, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, the Lord put this on my heart to do almost a year ago now, and I was disobedient. And why I was disobedient, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him what my reasonings was. My name is Dominique LaShon. For anybody who don't know, um, I am 27 years old. I am born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but now I am a Texas resident. Um, I just came on here to give my testimony. So I had a up and down relationship with my mom throughout the years, and that's for a lot of reasons. Like, for instance, when I was a kid, um, like, I loved her dearly, still love her to this day, and but there was also a period of time where I recall not really caring for her. So I remember, like, my mom, she had like little anger problems. Like, I remember one time she had threw some keys and she had broke the window in our living room. And I remember, like, and just watching a whole bunch of stuff like that my mom like put up with, that my mom like decided to do. And it was just very confusing to me as a adolescent growing up. And like, just her decisions and the way that she moved, like, I didn't always agree with them, but as a kid, like, how many of us really agree with the moves that our parents make? I don't know. And I just didn't like the way that her decisions were affecting me. And I can say that because I remember whenever uh so I'm gonna try to break it down like this. So there's me, there's my sister, then I have two sisters who share the same dad, and then there's my sister Bethany, who shares the same dad as me, and then my younger three siblings, they share the same dad. So can you kind of see what I mean by her decisions? So she had me, then she had two sisters with the same dad, then she went to my dad, and then she had a child, and then she had my three younger siblings. Okay, so it's like, between hopscotch with her men, you know there would be like no introduction. It would just kind of be like, surprise, this you know this what I'm doing. And her decisions had negative effects on our family. And in addition to that, y'all, I go around this family member and they're saying this about her, and then I go around this family member and they're saying that about her, and then we are already a large family. At this point, it's five of us, because my two younger sisters, they didn't come till later on down the road. So it's always somebody talking about her, because either about how many kids she got, or about her decisions she making. And it's always seeming like I'm the person to vent to about her decisions, when it's like I'm a kid battling my own stuff, battling, going through my own things with her. And you coming to dump your feelings, your opinions about her on me, is just like, it's a lot, because now I gotta fight and contend with how you feel, and then try to figure out how the heck do I feel. And it was just a lot for me, and there would be times where I would like lash out, and I learned that I wasn't able to express myself, like, and I'm sure she probably didn't understand, like, why I needed to express myself, or why I needed a voice. And me learning that I really didn't have a voice, so when I use my voice, negative things happen. Like, you know I just learned how to be quiet and just deal with my stuff on my own. And so I can tell y'all, like, there's a lot of things I endured in life that I never told a soul until, like, later on in life. And then I learned that people really don't be caring about what it is that you're saying. It's like it go in one ear and out the other. And then they also taught me, like, it made me feel like I'm not heard when I speak. And so that just further made me be silent more and deal with the things that I go through on my own, which made me highly, severely depressed and feeling alone. And, years and years and years of that, it just was not good for me and my mental health. And, in life, I had a lot of distractions, I could say, from, I'm a, yeah, I had a lot of distractions, or in life I learned that sometimes you have to be in survival mode to just get through. And so I learned a lot of survival skills just to make it. And these survival skills that I learned, they wasn't conducive for me to actually live with. It was just to get me through those seasons of great pain, those seasons of great distress, those seasons of just bench pressing a lot. I can recall, like, my mom, she used to really be on me about, you know, my facial expressions and what they mean and things like that. And, I'd be like, I don't have an attitude. And she'll be like, go look at your face. You have an attitude. And even to this day, like, if I'm not smiling or if I'm not intentional about what my face is saying, it look like I got a problem, but I don't have a problem. And that, I think, that like really, I think somehow played up with my mental, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like she kind of probably used those methods and things to try to figure out what's going on in my head. But it's like, that's not the way to do it. And my younger self, I was much more stern and much more rebellious as far as like sharing what I got going on with others. I just wouldn't do it after I seen so many times, like, what the result of me saying something did. I just stopped saying stuff after a while. Like, just stop saying stuff. I kid you not. Um, so, my mom's young. She's growing up as we grow up, and I don't realize this at the time, that as I'm growing up, she's growing up. And so, it's a lot of decisions she made that, I didn't understand, that other people didn't understand. And I guess we all didn't take into account that she's growing too. Like, and like, I always had a lot of responsibility, and I just feel like responsibility wasn't like equally like given out. It's like, I know that I have a great capacity because, like, I can manage a lot, that I can manage better, a lot more than some people can. And just because I do it well don't mean, it's to be done all the time, or it's to be done like often. And it's like, that's just how you made it. So it's like, if you didn't make it no other way, of course nobody else will be able to grow in their capacity, because you always put the brunt of it on me, solo dolo. And so, after having to manage a lot often, it just kind of, I guess, engraved in me, like, that just was part of my responsibility. And oftentimes throughout my life, like, people have told me, like, my sisters are not my responsibility. But it's just like, when you are left with it undone, but I have the means, and I have the power, and I have the capability. That's what I want to say. I have the capability to do what it is that needs to be done. It made me feel like, well, if you're not doing it, then I'm supposed to do it. And it was just a lot, like, of stuff like that. Like, I don't mind being a sister, and I don't mind being there for them, but it's like, I've been so long sister mom to them that I don't know how to be nothing else, and it's just like, at the end of the day, like, my mom worked a lot, and I'm, no shade to her. When I was a kid, I do remember us kind of like complaining to her, you work a lot, but at the same time, you gotta take into mindset, like, you gone all hours of the day, but you leave us at home with, and you know, at this time we're growing in our relationship with this person, but in this season with all this is happening, we don't have the best relationship. So it's like, of course we're gonna want you there. And I thank God for every season where our grandparents was able to come and kind of just be a buffer between us and my stepdad, because you know, it was just a lot, man. Like a lot. And I'm not gonna say that there wasn't times where we wasn't like blatantly disrespectful, blatantly just rude, blatantly, you know, doing and saying things that we shouldn't have, because I'm gonna be lying to you, okay? And I think at a certain point in my life I just got angry, you know, angry with just being with not having control of my life. And I looked to try to have power and control in a lot of places, and I just didn't have it. Like, I just didn't have it. And which is why I can empathize now with myself as to why I have a hard time gaining control of my life, because I've never had it. And even when I did have it, um, it's such a foreign thing to me. I just didn't know what to do. And I think like just hearing myself talk about it now, it helps me to give myself a lot more grace, because I'm really new at it, you know. I'm really new at it. And yeah, so I realized like I had learned how to manipulate, control, how to lie, and that I just didn't know how to make decisions for myself and be okay with my decisions. I didn't know how to say no to my mom. I didn't know how to say no to my sisters. And because saying no seemed like it would be unfair, because it's like I'm leaving you in a situation where I know you don't have. And by me saying no, now I'm feeling guilty that I have and you don't. And that just did not sit well with me or fit right with me at all. And so, you know, now I'm in a place where I'm having to grow as a young woman and grow into my independence and be okay with saying no, which is, man, it is such a hard thing to do, y'all. I promise you, it is such a hard thing to do. And I don't know why, because I guess, you know, the things that I've experienced, you know, I guess I don't ever want to put them in a situation where they're defenseless. They don't have what they need, especially if I have the means to give it to them. And I just want to always make sure that they're good and they're okay. Like, I never want them to have to go through the things that I went through, or to experience things that they just don't have to experience, especially if someone can be there for them. But it's like, I'm not God. And I think to a degree, like, I've been interfering with what God want to do in, you know, my family's life. And it's like, Lord, I'm sorry, you know. And I realize like they're gonna have to experience life, you know, with you and through you, for you to be their Lord. And it's difficult, but I know that it's necessary. And so